Oh, felt a spot of rain.
Right, now, you can tell me if we're live, listener, because...
and then he signed for Hull.
Yeah, we're outside.
It's an outside broadcast.
As it's starting to rain. And,
no, it is starting to rain.
It is starting to rain. But we're here for the minute anyway. Where are we, Phil?
We're at King Alfred Fields in North Leeds, a junction of King Lane and Stonegate Road. The home pitch of North Leeds Leopards.
The original Leopards. Well, in ish.
Yeah, I think we
more original than Lee.
Yeah, we were there before Derek got the idea. Where we're hoping to see and be part of the Monday evening training session of a community rugby league club which specialises in providing opportunities for young people. Where we're hoping there might even be a special guest this evening.
Wow, I mean that's exciting.
I don't mean Mr. Child.
No, is he not coming?
He knows where we are, but probably not going to make it.
No. Well, I mean, with the way this rain's going, I mean, I can't believe we've only just...
You'd probably see this land and go, you could build a nice house instead.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a good idea. 3 people are watching already, so tell me if you can hear us properly. I know that's a daft thing to say, but as you see with the technical equipment today, I've got the recorder taped onto the microphone. So hopefully it's all working and you can hear us as we look back on a interesting weekend of rugby league results. I know.
Got the scores.
I got 2 out of 6 right in the Super League tipping competition. And bear in mind, I'm 3rd in the table, so this is my Castleford 2017. This is the only chance I'm going to have, which is definitely right with the way that Castleford are playing at the moment. But a weird weekend of rugby league.
We want uncertainty of outcome though, so we don't want to get any of the predictions right. We've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly again this weekend, and the good has been very good. I thought St Helens Leeds was a playoff intensity game. Thought Lee were fantastic again against Hull KR, and to beat Wigan and Hull KR on consecutive weeks. Warrington got out of jail. Castleford didn't resolve anything, but great news that Salford have got another win for all the effort that they've put in. Hull Wakefield, I don't really know what to say about your boys. It's a game that actually they should have had won, but somehow contrived to lose. What's the other game? He said Wigan.
Wigan won.
Sir Billy Boston appreciation. So yes, a little bit of everything this weekend in men's Super League.
Do you reckon that was Chris Ranlinski's chair from his office?
I think that was probably Mike Danson's chair for whenever he's at Wigan.
I'm surprised.
Billionaire Mike.
Did not find any... is he the billionaire that Derek was talking about in his tweet when he said the Super League's full of millionaires and a billionaires?
Yeah.
So we now know Derek's a millionaire. And Matt Ellis is a billionaire.
We knew that.
And Martin Jepson's a billionaire.
You don't drive around in a yellow Lamborghini if you're not a millionaire, I don't think.
No. I'm surprised I didn't give Sir Billy and all of his teammates a bottle of whiskey, because they seem to have a load lying around at the Brick Community Stadium.
I reckon he probably went home with one.
Are we standing on the Salford picket line? Says Tim. 1 out, all out, Tim. No half measures here. Where's Child? Where is he? He's not here.
What you can't see is the kids arriving for training. We'll have under 9s, under 11s and under 13s. There's a few of them you might be able to hear are doing some passing and kicking drills before the official training starts. We want to get a feel really for what's going on at community level. If the battery lasts, we might even get to interview some people.
If not, we'll somehow record some stuff for later. I do like if you come in the chat and plug your own programs, don't plug them, because I think that's a bit rude, but that's just me. We should say, because I was with someone from the Yorkshire Podcast Studios yesterday, who have a wheelchair rugby league podcast, League on Wheels, done at their studio. I said we can't afford your studios. We do it from the clickbaity back bedroom of Kaplan Towers. Is it a back bedroom? I don't even have. I'd have 1 bedroom.
It's a studio. It's the office of 4020 magazine.
Are we clickbaity scribes?
No, I don't think we subscribe to that, do we?
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Just do occasional jobs.
Thank you to all those people that sent good wishes for our 14th birthday for the magazine as well. That was very kind of you.
Blue and orange. Is that to distinguish yourself from blue and amber?
Yeah, we wanted two distinct colours, and blue is sort of traditional for teams in Leeds, and we thought orange would complement it rather nicely. So we've never changed from being blue and orange. I say we because obviously I have a vested interest. That's why I'm accidentally chair of the club.
Well, as many people have found in rugby league, you accidentally become chairs and CEOs of things, and then suddenly that you're in charge.
It wasn't a special general meeting.
No
we didn't have a strategic review before it was decided that I would.
You performed a coup on North Leeds Leopards to take over.
We were there right at the very beginning, and if you could see it in the background, you could see our half-built clubhouse. We won't go into why it's only half-built. We're hoping to complete it soon, but that is a legacy of Rugby League World Cup 2022.
What a long time ago it seems that World Cup was, and then there'll be a World Cup next year. They still next year the World Cup, isn't it?
26, end of 26.
Like the World Cup game is out this week, but no one's seen a copy yet. So
one of our coaches has just arrived.
Well, you can tell they're a coach because they've got tackle bags and they're waving at you.
Yes. See if we can get Craig on.
Well, I'm going to announce that my mum should be the next coach of Castleford.
Well, is she on the long list?
Well, she might as well. She might as well be. She knows more about rugby league than I do because we were watching my nephew play yesterday for Castleford Lane against Siddle, who had an interesting name attached to them yesterday. I spotted Luke Robinson.
Really? Does his son play down?
I don't know.
I think his son does play for Siddle. Yeah.
I thought it was him, and then I thought, oh, it is him. But Siddle was 6-0 down.
Linked him with the Castleford.
I could have done, couldn't I? Or the Wales job.
Justin Morgan. 6-0 down going into half time. They got a penalty, Siddle. And instead of taking the two, as my mum said, they ran it, dropped the ball, half time. Game finishes 10-all, 12-all, one of those. Went to golden points. That 2 points would have been the difference. So she could be the difference at Castleford. She knew.
Yeah. And then they didn't go for a drop goal as well, which she said they should do. And they didn't do that either. So it didn't work out well. But and Cass won in golden point. So now they're in. There's so many cup competitions in junior rugby league. They're in the final of something, but I don't know what. So up the lock lane apparently.
Getting wet.
I know. It's not very good, is it? Where's summer gone? It's good it's not doing this at the cricket. Yeah, usually you get express as a umbrella. I've got. You don't get this on the bench with John and Jenna. They had like
I know. Which we could go and sit.
But they took Josh Jarley into a studio last week, so they must have been raining. Yeah. Well, that's why he's announced that he wants to go to Wigan. So because it's the big rugby league story. Man wants to play for World Champions Club.
Right. Have they got a vacancy for him?
I don't know. But no cap, is it? Because he's one of their juniors. Like Christian Wade, he's scored now, so you know he could be in the Lions team at the weekend, but he's not foreign, so Christian Wade can't play for the Lions. The pinnacle of sport, apparently. But we've got the Ashes coming up. So that's
You've seen women's games, wheelchair games?
Yeah,
I've this weekend. You must be rugby down.
I am, actually. I don't want to do any more rugby for a while. But let's talk about the wheelchair game first, because I was there. Leeds 58, Wigan 16, I think.
I'd have a look.
You have to check in the paper. It's something like that. Leeds won it in the first half. Wigan came back in the second, but you know.
It was hot.
It was very hot.
All the interviews you did stressed the heat.
It was. Well, it's the only question I've got to ask this week, isn't it? One of the players started stripping off, and I averted my gaze because I thought they said, because if I say they, it could be anyone.
Yes.
That they had lots of layers on underneath, but still, I felt a bit.
Yes.
You know, because I spend most of my time stood around the change rooms at Headingley waiting for players to come out. I don't want to get a reputation.
Oh, you need to mention.
I do need.
Carney,
yeah, Brian Carney, right? Coming for you, Brian. I'm wearing a hat on Friday. If you saw me at Headingley, you would have noticed. Because I got sunburnt last week at the Women's Nines. Remember at the Women's Nines where I was the only media there? I'm on the Women's Rugby League Nines video, by the way.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, for about a second. So I got sunburnt because I'm an idiot, so I was wearing a hat, and he started pointing and laughed at me. Then I showed him my sunburn and he laughed even more. Brian Carney there. He doesn't care about my health.
The man who is everyone's favourite inquisitor.
Mr. dressed as Hopkirk. And then Kelsey Gentles, who again,
of this programme.
She was on this programme a few weeks ago, comes up and says to a colleague of ours in the media, don't hang around with him, he's bad. So what's going on?
But that's good, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like publicly she says one thing and privately she says another, which, this is something that happens. I think your mum should play for Cassisville, let alone the coaching team. Well, she might be playing for Salford this week. I mean, she's got 2 hips replaced, but, you know, she'll play. She'll give him a game. Play at Headingley on Friday when it's teachers' night or kids' night or something, because the schools are out.
Love your teacher, take them to Headingley.
Or buy them a mug from the pound shop, which I love when you see them in charity shops, because I think, yeah, that's you definitely enjoyed your teacher there. So Leeds beats Wigan in a Wheelchair Super League. Good game. I think Wigan play Hull this week. Hull having lost Tristan Norfolk to Leeds, so he might play at Sheffield.
Hull, who only just beat Sheffield in
yes.
the last play of the game.
So that's on everything that's going on. I know Leeds have got 2 home games back to back, haven't they, in August, because I was working out my dates. I think they played London and Hull the first 2 Saturdays in August. And then at Headingley on Saturday. So James Simpson-Hill was the only Leeds Rhinos senior head coach to win a game this week, because Brad Arthur of Gold Coast Titans and Newcastle Knights and anywhere else in Australia, his team lost 6-0 to St Helens, but Saints were dirty, because that's what the South Stand were telling me. No, they broke Michaleczki and everything.
Well, that is true, they did that, but nobody charged for that instance. So I think it's safe to assume that, as the referee thought at the time, no foul play, which is... Now, Saints controlled the games magnificently, and they've got a formula for beating Leeds at the moment, and if that involves them dictating the speed of the ruck, then, as Brad Arthur did say very magnanimously afterwards, that's down to us, that's not down to Saints.
And the referee, which we need to talk about in a minute. Well, not that referee, but referees in general. And Saints women, what a game this was against Leeds.
Oh, wow.
What was it, 16? Was it 12-6 at half time, 16-6 at half time? Saints were winning.
16-6.
Leeds came back.
Leeds were winning, a bit like Catalan
20
were
points
in
to 16.
Catalan.
Miss a penalty or whatever it was in near the enough
Which they should have kicked.
Caitlin Casey, she's on the wing somehow. She doesn't know how, we don't know how, no one knows how. But she got there and she scored a try. She booted the ball into the crowd. And Faye
Which
Gaskin,
she then regretted.
Which she regretted, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, he's going to charge her for a ball or something. But then, what's his name did it for the men's team, didn't he? I don't know. I missed the try because I was down speaking to the Saints. So I missed who scored Saints' try.
Owen Dagnall.
Owen Dagnall, that's it. He's good. Faye Gaskin from the touchline shouldn't even be playing. If everything had been normal, you would have expected at the start of the season Caitlin Casey would be playing where Faye Gaskin was, but she's not because Faye Gaskin's playing. Boots it from the touchline, lovely little chip shot that someone described it to me as, and Saints win and they all celebrate and everyone goes, hey! But there's no golden point anyway.
It was a really good game.
It was.
Really enjoyable. Hats off to St Helens for sticking in there till the end. But I think a lot to admire in the women's. Sort of quite a lot. Talking of which, one of the young players just arrived here, just to keep everyone informed. One of our young girls who plays in the under-11s, great player. She just arrived.
Future Rhino. This is the great thing. There are pathways now filling everything. I know we say this as some kind of people say it as words.
Work out how many people are here. We're probably into not far off 20 players, which
it feels a bit autumnal at the minute, which is not a bad thing after the heat.
Warmish.
Yeah, it's okay. What's happening in Women's Super League? Wigan won, beat Huddersfield easily. Was it 78-0 or something? I'm trying to remember the scores now, but I can't remember exactly. Which is.
Shall I get the paper?
Oh well, you can do. Wigan won. Internet struggling, says Andy. Apologies. That's probably because I put my phone in my pocket. Mr. Start the show, says Andrew. Are you both waiting for an Oasis concert to start? Yeah. Somewhere behind us. So what did Wigan win?
We won 76.
76 no, so it's close with 78. Barrow, what a win for them.
Yes, Barrow 52, Warrington 10.
And York 28-4.
Lee 4.
Which was the game on Talk Sport too, which is good that they had a close game for once. The problem is with Women's Super League, and this is purely from a perspective of gambling, is Talk Sport 2, they have lots of bookmakers come on their programme and say, well, we think you should have a look at this as a suggestion. But the problem is, bookmakers aren't pricing up the Women's Super League because they don't know anything about it. So they can't go on and say, oh, you should probably put bet on Lee.
Predictable, though, in terms of, you look at the
I would have gone York by 40, so I would have backed Lee.
Lee, what would you say this week?
See, Lee are all right, aren't they? That's the thing. They're not...
So 40?
Yeah, 40 or 50. But again, if Saints win by 50 or 60, you're not surprised, but you also... kind of thing.
Leeds Huddersfield, which is interesting because if Huddersfield win that, they would go above Leeds.
Leeds by... Well, after this week's
20.
results, you'd say Leeds by... No, but you say Leeds by 40.
Warrington, Wigan. Probably wouldn't get a price on that.
No, 1 to 1,000. No, if Wigan... It's not... I'm not being disrespectful to Wigan's players or anyone. But if Wigan don't score 100, because Saints did and Leeds did, then they should score 100 because they're, as we're told, the best team in the competition at the moment. So
yes, and if it's safe to say that Barrow can run up a half century, then...
And well done, Barrow.
York
wins
Barrow. That'd be interesting.
That'd be a similar game to the York League ones at York.
Yeah.
Battle of the Streamers. Yeah, probably. Again, I say York by 40, but if Barrow were within the 40, I wouldn't be surprised.
So there you are. Who needs bookmakers? You've just done their job for them. Interesting. I mean, again, we don't know how long this is going to last.
No.
We're experimenting and it's fun, and we're hoping that the special guest who is due here may come and talk to us. He may not. It's not arrived yet. York top of the championship.
Yes, what a great advert for Mark Applegarth.
Is it 11 games on the trot now?
Whatever York are doing there. Are they going to be in Super League next year? Well, we don't know because we don't know how many teams are going to be in Super League.
No.
What's going to happen in 2027? We don't know. So, yeah, I mean, a great result over Bradford. Lots of close. I was trying to watch it while I was at work.
One of our great young lady players has just arrived.
But it's difficult to watch a game and actually do your job at the same time. I saw Oldham was streaming their game, but I don't think they were supposed to be streaming it. But it was on YouTube if you knew where to look. But York, yes, they appear to be at the minute the real deal. Yeah. And having beaten Bradford, surely they should be in the Super League.
Well,
but who? All these things we're told are people telling journalists things to tell you.
Halifax beat Toulouse,
which is another
York
big
beat
result.
Bradford. It's Featherstone are now in the 6. It's exciting.
The good news is, Andy, if it is broken, it should upload properly once we're done. He says, hopefully, but yeah, well, nothing's happened. Yeah, nothing's happened. We're here now, so it's tough. What else has happened this week? Oh, well, let's talk about stupid things that happened on Friday before we dive into everything else that's gone on.
There's only one important news story.
Is that tomorrow's big meeting in Wakefield?
Nothing much is going to come out of that hasn't already either been speculated or...
15 teams. We're going to invite the 2/1 Welsh region that's going to be binned. We need to put an overture out to them, don't we? Now, I should be careful here because the Welsh Rugby Union do sometimes advertise on this podcast. Okay. So I don't want to lose the 4 pence from them.
Right.
Do patronise the Welsh Rugby Union. However, they're going to get rid of a team, it seems, or maybe 2, because they haven't got any money. So we need to. Leighton Samuels, wasn't it, the guy at Celtic Crusaders?
It was.
Didn't have money. We need to find someone Welsh with money. Jonathan Davis, he's on the telly all the time. He must have some money. Get him to go behind whichever team gets pushed out. I don't know where they will be. And get them in Super League, because there must be some Welsh talent out there that we can steal.
Well, the Wales under-16s won the Four Nations for the 3rd year running. I think that the only big story this week is Peter V'landys and Andrew Abdo have flown to America to begin the process of negotiation with people like DAZN and Amazon Prime and Netflix for this proposed $3 billion TV deal in 2027, and that's more important than anything that's going on here, because I think as part of that deal they will include the Super League competition. So they'll offer a full weekend of rugby league across 2 professional competitions.
Different time zones?
Different times, starting on a Thursday night, going right through to Sunday afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, you'll be able to watch rugby league over the weekend. It would include the French as well. If that is happening as a backdrop, that's probably more important than anything else at the moment.
Do the people meeting at Wakefield know that tomorrow? Or are they still arguing about pies and stuff? Away fans. Have you got any away fans at the NRL? Is that what's deciding if the Dolphins came in or not?
Don't underestimate the intelligence of the people that are going to be there tomorrow. It's easy to have a go at the owners and the man who is going to be the chair of the RFL. They have a shrewd idea of what they need to do and how they need to go about doing it, which is why most of tomorrow will be about governance rather than structure. Which will enable them to bring in some of the changes and make the sport more investable. But the way you invest in the sport is you try and get to be part of a $3 billion TV deal.
Is that American dollars or Australian?
Could be
dollars?
American or Australian.
Well, no, your phone's beeping.
It is.
That's concerning. We should say that
it's him saying he's not going
he's
to be passing.
Not joining us on the programme exclusively anytime soon is Nigel Wood. So so unfortunately you'll have to he'll be on the bench or something.
Who may or may not have anything to say at the moment.
No. Friday night was a strange day for rugby league for two reasons, and I'll get on to the easy one first. Leeds Rhinos are at home. Now I don't really know the geography of Leeds. I know we're in North Leeds, the affluent North Leeds at the minute.
We are.
Home of the Leopards and the Rhinos because they're just down the road. And in South Leeds, this is very much the
south of the River Aire, which divides.
Is this
the
the blue collar or the white? White collar. North Leeds, white collar. South Leeds, blue collar.
To be fair, one of the reasons we set up a rugby league club around this part is that there are some deprived areas of the north. So
we don't talk about those.
We are in an area, as you can see, that appeals to lots of different ethnic groups and
kids running around with balls. It's great. Those are the bits Liz Truss used to talk about in North Leeds, but those are the bits I haven't seen. Apart from I saw someone in a Fev shirt in Hare Hills earlier. But
Hare Hills is in North Leeds.
Well, that's what I mean.
So yes, there are deprived areas of North Leeds, but it's also the more affluent area.
However, in South Leeds on Friday night, if you wanted to go watch live rugby league, you could see Leeds versus St Helens and Leeds versus St Helens.
Very attractive double header
in Super League for £25 or whatever. I don't know how much it costs. But it costs whatever it costs. But for two games, top quality entertainment, dancers on the pitch and everything. Ronnie the Rhino with a big flag.
Lots of food outlets.
Ice
cream vans.
T-shirts and stuff. You could go to watch two top class games in North Leeds. Or you could go to the South Leeds Stadium and watch Hunslet, who aren't performing very well at the minute in this championship, but not unexpectedly, because they're in the they haven't got the budget. Get hammered by Featherstone.
Yes.
Why did they play that game at the same time?
No idea.
I'm assuming there must be some really important reason that I can't understand.
It would be something to do with some marching band will have taken over the South Leeds Stadium. But you need to look at that. Of all the things that how you market a club, then when you play is one of the most important. And going up against your biggest rival at one of their most attractive fixtures, probably not a good idea.
And then back to Headingley, Leeds versus St Helens in the Women's Super League. And this is not a criticism of the match officials.
No.
It's criticism of the
appointment of the match officials.
Who at the Rugby Football League, referees and officials department, thought it was a good idea to appoint... Now, there's 7 games on TV this weekend. Usually there's 6. So there's plenty of options. Who decides to pick the video referee in the Women's Super League game as a match official who played for one of the clubs last season and knows all the players well? It's not about her, it's about the stupidity.
Well, it is about her because it's putting her in the most invidious position, because no matter what she decides, people will decry her efforts, so don't put her in that position.
Because what do I go ask Lois for sell afterwards? Well, try that. They think there isn't a video referee. What does the referee do?
The other thing about that is, I know it's on Sky, and I know obviously Sky want to keep continuity amongst all of their broadcasts, but if you can only have a video referee for a game that's on Sky, that's unfair.
Yeah.
All the other women's games should have access to the same kind of technology, or none of them. But to appoint someone who clearly is linked with one of the teams is wrong for that person.
Same arguments.
And I don't think they necessarily got any decision particularly wrong.
But there's 6 other games that they could have video referee. Yeah. There's no difference in terms of the rules aren't different, are they?
And I think it's
not like Australia where there's different rules.
It's great that she's getting an opportunity to be a video referee, but surely that wasn't the game.
She could have done, which was the least high-profile game? Salford-Castleford, a game with nothing riding on it whatsoever, because there's no promotion and relegation. So the difference of that game means nothing.
Special guest looks like
it does look like he's here. I recognise him off the telly.
Shall I go and see if we can get him?
You and leave me the newspaper and I'll read some scores out.
The wet news?
Yeah, because all they ever do is read through League One anyway. Well, if he says no... Yeah. Right, here's what happened this week, and apologies that we're doing this outside. It was Phil's idea, it wasn't mine. Crackle, crackle, crackle of the newspaper. League One. What happened at Featherstone yesterday? Goal 56, Whitehaven 6. What kind of result is that? 3 players scoring hat-tricks, including Thomas Minns. Didn't know Brett Fraser was a goal kicker. When did that happen? North Wales 20, Dewsbury 6, Swinton 52, Newcastle 10, and Workington 29, Midlands Hurricanes 12. The league table, it is North Wales at the top, Swinton, Workington, Midlands, then Dewsbury, Rochdale, Gull, Whitehaven, Keighley, and Newcastle. That's the way the League One table stands. And we'll talk about the Championship in a bit. Because why are we doing this in the rain? Well, have you told him we're live?
No.
No.
I told him we're doing a podcast.
We could go under the tree.
You've got a hood, you're alright.
You're alright. Now I look a little bit small now because there's a big man next to me.
You look small, I'm standing over here.
Sam, what are you doing here?
Just come show some love to the community. The Leopards, I just stay around the corner, so yeah, it's nice to be here.
So what do you want to ask him?
Well, it's great that you're here, and I know that the kids are really looking forward to seeing you, but this is part of a foundation initiative to put players close to the communities where they live. How important do you think the messages that you can give to the kids?
Yeah, I think it's really important, especially at this age where they're sort of figuring out what they want to do, if they really want to take it serious or they're just playing with their mates. I remember when I was a kid, some of the old Warriors boys would come down and pass the ball around to me, and it sticks with you forever, doesn't it? So.
Well, the great thing as well is that you are officially a cult figure now at Leeds.
Currently.
We're not talking about next year. At the moment, you are the hero of the South Stand. So it's really, really important that the young kids that go to the games on a Friday night can see you on a Monday at their training session.
Yeah, well, I don't know about cult, but
you are.
I was getting booed on the weekend.
Well, you know why that is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. If I could make a kid's day, I'd like to do that. So.
And I think there's a great turnout today because they know that you're going to be here. I mean, a lot of them would have been here anyway. But
a lot of them missing trainings.
they love you. Are you going to get involved in the drills, or are you just going to sign autographs? Or
I'll get involved. Practice my kicking game.
Yeah. I want to see that on Friday. So I suppose we should ask you, how difficult was the decision to decide to move on to Hull?
Yeah, it wasn't difficult at all, if I'm being honest. Hull was probably that was the only contract I had. So it's pretty easy when you only got one contract.
And 2 years as well, which again would be important to you at the moment.
Yeah. Well, ideally I want to stay at Leeds for 1 year, but obviously, it wasn't meant to be. Didn't have a contract, so.
And annoying that the quota system gets altered after you've decided what your future's going to be.
Well, I sort of knew beforehand, but I got a good opportunity up at Hull and had a good chat to Johnny Cartwright and Richie Myler, so yeah, I'm excited.
And when you came here, first of all, what were you expecting out of Super League, and has it lived up to your expectations? Is it better than you thought it would be? Is it?
Yeah, it's definitely better than what I thought, Competition is tough, it's tough. So, yeah, I think when I came, we lost so many games. We didn't make the 6.
Yeah.
Last year didn't make the 6. Now this year was sort of like kicking on, So, I mean, it's been enjoyable this season. Got a good bunch of lads. That's probably what I'd miss the most, the boys.
And I think you will make the 6 this year. I know there's a third of the season still to go, but the form would indicate Leeds are in the top 6 sides this year. If everybody's fit and playing as well as they have been playing for a period under Brad Arthur, can they shake up the top 2, which everybody's already assumed are going to be playing in the grand final?
Well, we've done it this year, the top 2. We've been in the top 2, so I mean, we take a lot of confidence out of that. It'd be nice to have a home semi, if we come in the top 4. So.
And Brad Arthur as a coach, I mean, obviously his future is uncertain at the moment. What difference has he made to you? Because obviously the pre-season was hard.
Yeah.
You knew that when he arrived, that's one of the things he prided himself on. Have you enjoyed playing under him?
Yeah, I enjoyed playing under Brad. Yeah, I like his coaching. I mean, yeah, I've enjoyed it. I don't know. I don't want to say. Does this go straight away, is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Completely
Completely throwing you under the bus, doesn't it? Yeah.
Shit. Oh, sorry.
That's fine.
Yeah, the Brad, you know, yeah, it's been good. I know he's well respected amongst our peers, so it's just exciting, yeah.
Jake Connor, would you rather be on his team or facing him? Say if you were in, you know, we've got the Ashes coming up. He's not in the England squad at the minute, but would you rather be with him or against him?
No, I'll be with a good class player. Yeah. If he doesn't get chosen for England, I'm sure he's got a bit of Samoan in him. We'll claim him.
He's got Trinidad in him, apparently.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
So,
he actually does.
Yeah, well, we can look at them as being a future powerhouse of the sport.
Yeah.
Well, talking of international rugby league, because again, one of the things I think is missing from the sport is the ability to have meaningful internationals in the middle and at the end of every season, and I think there is a willingness to do that. Would you like to play more international rugby league?
Nah, not me.
Why not? You can play.
Yeah, I better. I just want to. Yeah, I'm enjoying just doing this. You know, I just playing Super League. This is good for me. And then
Before we let you go and do what you're actually supposed to be here for,
yeah.
that song that the South Stand sing about you, is it all true?
Nah.
Are you the best on earth? That's what I mean.
Oh, the best on earth. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Phil doesn't know what the other lyrics are, so don't tell him.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, I love my song. Nah, it's all good. Yeah, I love my song, but yeah, hopefully we can get over this, you know, because yeah,
they'll forget about it. Fans are, you know, they're fickle, but they'll forget eventually.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I better take you to meet all the people
Yeah, that's
that are
all right,
supposed to
mate.
be here to meet.
Cheers.
Thank you for that.
Thanks for being thrown under the bus. Cheers. No, Sam Lisone, he's the best on earth. That's what the song. That's exactly what the song says. So right, championship. See what's going on. Scoring everything. That's what you want. Championship. Barrow 40, Batley 16, Halifax 30 to lose 16. I think we mentioned that. Hunslet 4, Featherstone 70. Dale Wolfert's got a hat trick. That bit of cardboard I've got with his head on will be worth a fortune now. My laptop's getting soaked. London 18, Doncaster 38. What a win for Doncaster. Why aren't they in Super League? They've got a stadium and everything. Look at League Express, it's getting soaked. Oldham 24, Sheffield 12, York 16, Bradford 14. Again, they were streaming their game at the weekend, so if you caught that on YouTube, Phil's going to be well annoyed. I've messed up his paper and everything. Phil's been on. A brilliant initiative. David Watkins came to our school when we were training. We had Gary Price, the good Gary Price, because there was two Gary Prices, weren't there? And Michael Jackson. I've got Michael Jackson's autograph. I'm sure I've said that before. And he says, no one from Warrington ever came to the schools. That's a shame, isn't it? Because everyone loves seeing people that they, I don't know if idolise is the right word, but you like seeing people you've seen on the telly and you think, oh, getting trained by someone I know. Phil's coming back. Your paper's destroyed, Phil. It's a complete mess now. Apologies for that. Phil was saying David Watkins came to his school when he was a kid. So
Wow.
that was, which is, I said Michael Jackson, but he's a Great Britain international. So, you know.
Whisper it quietly.
Yeah.
We got an exclusive.
Did we? Which bit? About his song?
Only had one offer.
Yeah. So there you go. Well, I'll cut that bit out. Hopefully it's recorded. That's what I mean. We'll cut it out and put it out. Yeah. Don't tell the. Have we ambushed him? I mean, we did ambush. You ambushed him.
I did. I ambushed
terrible.
him.
Terrible job.
He just said, "Oh, we're live."
Yeah, we did say we're on
Where
live.
can I watch it?
We did say we're on live. So, he did like the song about the question about his song. If you don't know, don't ask. Phil didn't know. Genuinely didn't know. But it's great. It's just good, isn't it? It's easier for clubs to do.
What he's just said is clearly he's just showed me a couple of injuries from Friday night, the bruising that he's got on his lower legs. So he's not going to run. He said he might throw a few passes, but the kids are inspired. Yeah. I'm just taking him over to the Nines, which are the youngest group that we've got here, a mixture of boys and girls, and you should have seen their faces when he came over because they just realised who he is, and he's going to pass them the ball, and he's going to sign their shirts and all that. And it's great, and it's just a community initiative where, you know, sending a player to a club on a training night and just asking them to be part of something means so much to the kids and the parents that are here.
This is the thing that I don't think some clubs have realised yet, but I know Wakefield have started doing it, is if you've got a men's team and a women's team and a wheelchair team, you know, if you're building that up, you've got an extra set of people you can send out to speak to people. Now, the female players aren't as well known, especially at Wakefield, where they're a League One team or whatever, but still the captain of the club, still somebody who plays for the club. And
I think we spend a lot of time talking about how we're going to engage the next generation of fans. An initiative like this, which costs nothing, and what's happening here is being replicated, certainly I know, through the Leeds Foundation, all the community clubs that are ambassador clubs. So, this is another reason why foundations are so important, and again, clubs can't just look at the men's running team, but there are, what would you say, maybe 30 kids here tonight, and I would think that most of them will want to now go on Friday night to say, Sam came and did a bit of coaching with us, he signed the back of my shirt, I want to be there to see him play. That's why we're here, but I just think it's brilliant.
We obviously need a North Leeds Leopard umbrella for the studio. Have you been doing some work in the studio? I noticed the shirts have moved. Have you been trying to make the studio look a bit tidier?
No, I had to go on a BBC local radio station.
Oh, right. So
on Zoom.
Yeah, without Rudge mode in the background and an advert for Rothmans. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. BBC local radio still going. Oh, you're on Merseyside on.
Well, that's how I was on this afternoon.
Oh.
I'll be on at the same time as this.
Oh, it's all these people. Why is Monday at 6 o'clock so popular? Who knows? And it was. We spoke about Leeds and St Helens. We've spoken about. Well, I've gone through the Championship results in League One.
Yes.
Elsewhere in Super League this week, I don't really want to talk about Hull versus Wakefield, but Hull were always going to win at some point at home. I think I might have said on last week's programme, well, it's bound to be against Wakefield because that's always what happens.
Really
well, Wakefield should have won. What happened there?
The 3 tries that Wakefield conceded were all from about a metre out.
And who did Darryl Powell blame afterwards? Did he blame his defence from a metre out, or did he blame a coach maybe talking to a referee at half time? Which do you think he did?
Again,
it's not good, is it?
A lot of time for Darryl, but you have to look within. Hull were really poor in the first half. Wakefield 10-0 up, and you just
should have been more.
Kick on. And what you can't really do is blame individual players, because social media then full of the guy who we thought was great last week was rubbish. This week.
Max Sharp and Jake Connor. We have to apologise to Sean Wayne. We were wrong last week. Next week we might be right again.
You need to have sufficient within your team to counter the fact that on any given week somebody may be slightly off their game, and too many Wakefield players were off their game in that second half. It's a really bizarre game, especially because there was so much riding on it, because that is a game that may well go towards determining who finishes 6th. Not a high quality game.
No, it's a shame that the World Match Play starts this week, because if it was on last week I'd have turned over, because it was not very good at all. Obviously we weren't at Wigan. We've mentioned the Billy Boston celebrations, which were great, but again, Huddersfield going back to their good first half, fall apart in the second. Now I know they're away at Wigan, which is different, but Wigan haven't been great recently, as we'll move on when we talk about Hull KR. But was it 10-0 Huddersfield? So again, a bit like Wakefield, but they won by 20 points in the end. Christian Wade scores a try as well, which gets the headlines, and a great win for Wigan because of how they've been, not playing necessarily, but the results recently.
The important thing for Wigan is they've now got a real run of home games, because they've been away for 6 weeks while the pitch was revamped. So they can now see Hull KR in their sights. They know that they've got a game coming up against them. They've put matters back into their hands. You're 4 points behind, you're 6 points behind. Hull KR can drop a couple of games, it doesn't matter. It is an North Leeds Leopards umbrella.
So that's why I said, you see.
And Wigan don't need to be playing their best rugby now, with a third of the season still to go. They need to be accumulating points now. And all they'll be concerned about is the fact that they got 5 tries in the second half, were pretty dominant. They're learning that you can't just rely on Bedford French, because he's going to be out for another 5 or 6 weeks. But they did the job, and that at the moment, until they play Hull KR, that is all they'll be bothered about.
I was amused because I read the comment sections, because I'm an idiot, and I read the comment section on The Guardian in their match report on Friday, because they were at Leeds and St Helens, which of the 2 fixtures, I think that was the one you would have chosen as the more interesting game.
Yeah. Because
Huddersfield, I know there's the Billy Boston stuff, but you didn't have to be at the ground to say Billy Boston's got a knighthood and he sat on a chair.
The great thing about all of that, and again, you have to compliment Wigan for the way they do this kind of thing, is just to see Billy's face when his teammates from 65 came out to join him. That was priceless. And if nothing else, have a big throne and all that kind of thing, but the enduring image will be when people like Colin Clark came up and he recognised them, and we know Billy has got some issues at the moment, but he clearly recognised the people that were coming up, and the embraces were so genuine.
His son having to keep him from standing up.
Fantastic. And I think the first half was always going to be a bit after the Lord Mayor's show, but Wigan did what they needed to do on a night that was dedicated to one of their greatest. They won.
And they've sung, like Russell Watson sing one of the Welsh songs, like Bread of Heaven or the Anthem or something, or Delilah, all the famous, well, not Delilah, you're not allowed to sing that anymore, all the famous Welsh songs. So that was Friday, and then Saturday happened. I was at the wheelchairs, and then I watched Lee beat Hull KR.
And so it was a great game.
Again,
it was a really, really high quality game. I'm sure Hull KR will say they were slightly disappointed that they didn't quite get to the levels that they've been at. But how can you say anything other than what a team they are?
Well done, Lee. I find this Josh Charnley thing hilarious, because I know he came into the team and scored a try, and he scored 250 tries now. It's great.
251 now.
He's been kept out of the team by other players in the last year. He's only in the team because the other players are injured. So I'm kind of a bit lost as to the Josh Charnley
made
loving.
It very, very clear to him that they're not re-signing him for next year. There's something about the spirit at Lee. We've said it before, that Adrian Lamb's greatest asset is no matter who was playing in the team, they know who they are. They've got an identity, they've got a philosophy. I think we all thought when David Armstrong was injured that would take an element away. Bailey Hodgson is a very different player, but he is equally as important in his approach to the game. And I thought he was outstanding. And even if he made a mistake, it didn't matter, because the belief within his teammates and within the coaching staff meant that he rectified that. And I just thought that there's something about this Lee team, and no matter who plays for them, they are so difficult to beat. They've got a massive game at St Helens on Thursday night. If they can do the triumvirate of beating Wigan, Hull KR and St Helens, who are all of the teams that will be top three when they played them, then Lee will deserve to be challenging for a spot in the top two.
And of course, now we've all decided that Wigan are a one-man team. Oh no, they're a two-man team, but now Brendan French is out, so they're a one-man team. But Hull KR definitely a one-man team, because Mikey Lewis... Did we talk about Mikey Lewis last week? I don't think we knew last week, did we? That he's well, we don't know, do we?
He passed and failed an HIA at the same time.
We're not quite sure exactly what happened.
I think we've got a good idea.
Because he went down and didn't move, that's it.
Well, the independent doctor decided that he was suffering from category A symptoms of concussion. So even though he wasn't, because apparently he then went into the dressing room and passed his HIA, because the doctor had said it's category 1, you have to be stood down for a week. Now, whether he did suffer a bout of slight unconsciousness or he was trying to milk a penalty, we don't know.
No.
We don't know.
I'm not sure you can...
we can't say.
If you were concussed and knocked out, I don't think you can fake that. If you were,
no, but I
don't think you can pass.
I don't think you can pass an HIA if you.
But also, and this is the important point, we're not medical professionals, and all the people online and journalists and fans and whatever who've been talking about it are also not medical professionals.
No,
so we don't know.
The protocols are great, and full credit to Hull KR for not trying to get around a medical protocol. Even though they could have said he's passed his HIA, we want him to play this week. They actually said no. If it's been deemed to be category 1, we can't argue with that. He's not playing.
Can I just say it's great to see someone walking around with a defibrillator.
Well,
what an amazing thing to have in this era.
We have to. Every club should look after the worst case scenario. So, yeah, we like to make sure that if anything, just trying to count the number of players here. I think we're probably approaching 35, 40 training tonight, which is
quite a Monday, isn't it?
Across 3 age groups is quite exciting.
Wimbledon's finished now, so it's not an excellent.
Oh, it's not half end of term yet, though.
No. That was a Canterbury-like performance from Lee, says Phil.
Oh, what?
Canterbury-like. The doubles. Without
yes,
Lachlan
I can see that. I just think that they're tough physically. They're quite happy to stand up to any pack they play against. But also they've got that, if you can see it, play it. Edwin Apape, again, rarely has a bad game. But when he is on and when he is hitting people, my goodness, when you're watching on the telly, you can feel it.
Anything happened in the NRL this week? I know we're not talking about the NRLW because no one English scored or anything. So
it's one of those split rounds because of origin. So I think the good news is that the Brisbane Broncos won, beat Gold Coast.
The Brisbane women won as well. They had a player sent off for dropping someone on their head, well, nearly on their head. Dearie me. I sent that to someone. This is what women's rugby's like.
State of origin walk about because it hadn't been played.
I know. Well, that was ridiculous, wasn't it? New South Wales, terrible. All about Queensland. What's the fella? Tom Dearden.
But
he's great.
Queensland playing the absolute perfect tactics in a game that is all or nothing. 100% completion rate up until about the 65th minute.
Ridiculous. Perfect rugby league. And
weren't frightened to move the ball either, but wore New South Wales down.
It's all Laurie Daly's fault. That's what they're saying in Australia.
I thought it was a great game, but I wouldn't I? Because I like the Maroons.
The Maroons.
The Maroons, whichever you prefer.
I know there's lots of cultural differences between ourselves and Australia, but that's the one we need to really sort out because it's just wrong. This split round we've got coming up, is that when they were going to play our origin game? That Sean Wynne talked about after the England. Who was actually Tonga, wasn't it?
I thought we were going to have at least a training camp where he could actually physically get the players together
on their feet
and train
on their feet as opposed to off feet.
And at one point it was going to be a representative game of some sort, be it a mid-season international, but it makes no sense.
Is Jake Connor Samoan? That's the question.
Why we didn't combine this round and start a week later, I have no idea.
Because it's Sky. Because if it's not IMG's fault, it's Sky's fault. Or who else do we blame? I don't know who else we've got left to blame. Because now we're taking it all in-house.
The strategic review group are obviously responsible for everything, even stuff before they were set up.
Well, now they're starting to talk about.
I think the water splash final was down to the strategic review group.
Certainly, definitely, must be Beaumont's fault. Definitely Beaumont's fault. That'll upset our Leaf fan who listens, I think. There's something else about the strategic review. Tom Dearden is the Don, says Carsten. He was very good, wasn't he? He was very good.
Yeah, and he's bided his time because of those that have been in front of him in his preferred position. He's played a bit of backup hooker, but when they said to him, it was a brave decision from Billy Slater to drop his captain, to bring Cameron Munster in, who again had in view of all the circumstances surrounding his father dying the weekend before, you could see that galvanised the Queensland team. They wanted to do it for him, but Dearden was unbelievable in so many aspects of that game, and he may not even get in the Kangaroo squad for the end of the year.
Hilarious, isn't it? Is he English? Has he got any English?
Yeah, actually, no.
Samoan.
Check that out.
Laurie Daly for the Kangaroos coach, obviously. Former Wakefield Trinity signing. Laurie Daly. Get him in there. Because they haven't got a coach yet, have they?
Not as we know of, as we stand here at the side of the pitch at North Leeds Leopards. No.
5 people who could be the next Australia coach: James Ford, Justin Morgan,
Sam Lisone,
Craig Sandercock, and John Mona. It could be. Do they write those articles in Australia? They must write those articles in Australia.
I assume they do.
NRL on Fox or
in Australia.
I've not listened to the Cherringtons podcast this week because it's very much for the young people. It's not for me.
Right, I wouldn't understand.
NRLW Weekly I definitely listened to find out what's happened. They didn't mention any of the English players in round 1, so they must have done well because they don't like praising us, do they? So, no. But Brisbane women look very good in the derby. Everyone's saying it's going to be a Brisbane-Newcastle grand final, so that's so that'd be good because obviously Georgia Roach, she's Newcastle. She's going to be the greatest Castleford Novocastrian since Malreilly. They might be building a statue for her one day.
So Saturday evening, Catalan Warrington.
Yes.
In the rain.
I watched the first half and then I turned over and watched wrestling.
And you thought at 18-2 this game is over.
Not bother now, yes. Well done, Warrington.
And yet, with 2 minutes to go, Catalan were winning 20 points to 18.
Well, I tipped Catalan to win, so I thought.
I would be slightly concerned if I was Sam. I know he talks very positively about his team and what he says behind closed doors is not necessarily what he's going to say in front of the camera. But to be so in control and to be a George Williams piece of inspired magic away from losing to a team that clearly has very little confidence in themselves at the moment, I'd be concerned about that.
Before I forget,
We've got a dog walking along the touchline.
There's one over there as well. The turnaround of opinion of some people, and a lot of people, they say governments of all hues, U-turns. Now, dog wants to come on the podcast.
Probably does more than I do.
What did Thatcher say about U-turns? This lady's not for turning. But the rugby league media has on Paul Wellens, haven't they? Very, very, very quickly indeed. Have a few weeks ago, Wellens out. Now he's the god of rugby league. I just wanted to make that point because we stood firm on it.
So Warrington this week. I mean, Warrington's win coupled with Wakefield's defeat means that Warrington are now to be considered as getting into the top 6. I don't see it. I don't.
But Joe Tompkins, how he said they're mathematically possible still to get in, and it's still. No.
But what is the missing ingredient at Warrington? I mean,
where's all the Warrington fans?
To win in the manner that they did, they'll take a positive out of that. But clearly, when you're so dominant in the first half, to be 2 minutes away from losing, there's an issue there, and you know, it's not about individual players. It's about there is an element within that squad that doesn't have the belief that they can carry it over the line. I don't know. Something's missing.
If I were part of the Warrington women's setup, I know this is kind of an adjacent point. When our points were put to Carl Fitzpatrick by Steve Mascord of this parish, and he pretty much said, disaster, innit? That's not a direct quote. I'd be thinking, up yours.
Do I want to play for this club?
I'd be careful what I say. I just remember. Do you remember the last person we ambushed to get on when we did a live at the Magic Weekend?
No.
Oh well, you'll probably be back in the sport tomorrow. So
did it go down well?
Well, I think it was interesting. What is wrong with Warrington? Tell us, Warrington fans. But it's an important win for them. Catalans are still.
It keeps their season alive.
Congratulations, Bernard Gouache, Legend d'Honneur.
Who then said after the game that it would be sometime this week that he's going to announce who the new coach was.
To all the people who got the media trip to the south of France, so expect lots of positivity about Perpignan, etc., and fish and
the tourist area, which is a great initiative.
Well, that's what. I wonder what or who it will be if we're going to find out in the next few days, and if we don't find out in the next 3 days, we say, well, what's going on, Mr. Gouache? Been too busy celebrating his award.
Légion d'honneur.
Is that the highest thing you can be in? Like being knighted?
Yes. Good man.
And speaking of the French, President Macron was addressed
given a history lesson
by the speaker. Because as we know, give us back the gold, French Rugby Union, you thieves. Could have called them something else, but you know.
We want our sequestered assets back.
Where
mind the Elgin marbles.
Yeah. I mean,
French Rugby League.
Send the Elgin marbles, but I'm not bothered about those.
No, but
yeah, where's
the assets?
Where is it? Is it in Switzerland? Carson, do you know where it is? Carson's in Switzerland. He'll be able to find it for us. He'll be able to find it.
He'll be watching the Women's Euros.
Well, I'd hope so. So that was Saturday, and then Sunday happened, and I tipped Salford, and I don't know. I mean, but I also tipped Catalans. I also tipped Hull KR. I tipped Wakefield, and Leeds by a point. So yeah, and they didn't get any points. What a defensive effort that was from St Helens.
Well, I think just going back to that, when you get the opportunity to examine the stats after a game, we knew that Matty Lees had played the full 80 minutes. I didn't realise that he'd made 58 tackles, and then you factor in it's 30 degrees, and Morgan Knowles 51 tackles, Curtis Sirenin and Matt Whitley mid-40s tackles. In that temperature, to nil a team, that is such an amazing effort.
I do wonder if that will play out this week against Lee. That's the question to ask going into.
And it's a short turnaround because it's a Thursday night game. Remind
me to go on the press conference with Paul Wellens and ask him that. And then I'll forget like last week and not ask anyone anything. Has to be down to the coach. Great players rarely make great coaches. Just look at Benji, says Phil. So that's the Warrington situation.
Well, and then we talk about Castleford, who had a great player as their coach until last week, and in terms of performance, made not the slightest bit of difference.
It's almost like Catalans, but with a slightly shorter base of statistics to go on because they've played one and lost one after losing their coach, and Catalans have not improved since changing their coach. Castleford, yes, we've only got one game in. We need to know who's going to come in and change things. But from all the Castleford discourse on social media, and of course we were called experts last week. I should flash up a thing that says not experts, haven't I? You stand there. But let me just, for all the people watching, just for the avoidance of doubt, the rain has got onto my camera. It won't let me. Not experts. We're not experts.
That's us in anything.
Not experts.
Nor do we profess to be.
So for the Castleford fans who are watching who didn't like our discussion about Danny Maguire last week, it is the players and it's the recruitment, and whoever signed those players, well, it can't be the director of rugby because he's only just come in. So has anything else changed?
He cut an incredibly dejected figure. But one thing that struck me watching was whatever's happened at Salford, there is a kind of unity about them. You know, the
siege mentality.
57th player on the back of his shirt, but whoever plays, and we're not talking about what might happen this weekend because we don't know if the bridging loan's going to come in, and I don't know what my position would be if I was in
and
theirs.
We've had this situation earlier in the year where players are not going to play and then they do play, and some, you know. So.
But bearing in mind they barely get to train with each other and they don't know who's going to be at training when they get there. There is a unity around what they're trying to do. They just haven't had the quality to be able to do it or the necessary practice. And unfortunately for them, they've lost two important players to injury. But you look at Castleford by comparison, and you've got the director of rugby saying we're already bringing in 6 or 7 players for next year. 6 or 7 players know they're not going to be there next year. That unity doesn't seem to be there. It's not about necessarily even ability of those players. That was Dejanaz's best game, I thought. But what it is are you really going to do it for each other if you're not going to be there next year? You know that there's no future for you at this club. You more need to know where you're going to be, how you're going to earn a living outside of Castleford when you're not going to be there, and it seems an unhappy place.
What age do you grow out of doing cartwheels and stuff when you're in the middle of training?
Some of us
I can never do them.
Some of us never did it, but they're just having a break from whatever exercise they were doing, and
just keep doing exercise.
The young kids, particularly in the under 9s where there's some a little cohort of girls who are all friends. They're all trying to outdo each other for cartwheels.
Well, that's boys outdoing themselves in different ways, sadly, but you know, that's a different thing. But the problem with Castleford is, and I'm wondering about this now, are they almost... Oh, we're experts on biscuits, says Phil. Yeah, I mean,
we're experts on eating biscuits.
Hot honey Jaffa cakes. I've not tried them yet, but I'm told they're very good.
I left the biscuits at the studio for tonight. We could have been eating...
I've got some caramel wafers in there. Are Castleford 2025 Hull 2024, but without a multi-millionaire owner coming in with loads of money to throw at other players?
And what the one thing that Hull did was they were honest and upfront that they were writing off 2024. They said, stick with us, go through the terrible pain, but what we're doing is finding out which youngsters are going to be capable of taking us into the next year, and those youngsters are performing brilliantly. Lewis Martin particularly, really think he could be something. But we're bringing in reinforcements for next year, we're bringing in a new coach for next year. Stick with us, we'll be better. I'm not sure Castleford have said anything other than we just don't think we're where we should be, and you go, no, you're exactly where you should be.
He's not one of those players who's off the Hull KR, is he? Because they're going to sign all the Hull youngsters. Whatever happened to the joint academy?
Didn't work. Looks like all of the teams are going to
have a photo, or just run at Sam Lisone. Don't run at him. You need him to play. Now Mikolaj Ledski's out. Get well soon, Mick.
Yeah.
With his broken face.
So swollen he can't even be operated on yet.
Salford players written to Tony Sutton, refusing to play against Leeds, just reported a rival indoor podcast system. What are these indoor podcasts? Amateurs. Proving once again, all you need is a laptop and a microphone, and you too could be podcasting. And willingness.
Sheer bloody mind.
Ambushing international rugby league players.
Putting them live on a podcast and asking them questions that they had no previous knowledge of.
Sam, why are you off to Hull? What's that song about? All that kind of thing. I mean, it could have been worse. Well, the problem is if they don't play, they don't play. If they do play, they do play. And at least Leeds are selling this game as you say, the teachers thing or whatever. Kids in for a £5. I mean, I'm not working Friday, but I've got no interest in really going. So I'm not going to ask to go. Because there's no women's game on before, so I can't just, annoy
There's a
people.
reserves game.
Well, I'm not interested in
Now, the problem with that is it's supposed to be Salford reserves.
Yeah,
so if eight of the first team aren't playing, then that will have a spin-off effect on the reserves.
Without having an opinion on Leeds, they might be playing with themselves on Friday night. But less said about that, the better. So, I have sympathy for the Salford players who are not getting paid when they should be getting paid. I also have sympathy for the staff at the club as a whole, who always get forgotten about in this same situation because they have mortgages and electric bills and everything and food that the players have and get forgotten about because it's a whole sorry situation which this military junta have not sorted out. Despite coming in and saying, oh, well, the way that Salford have been treated, it's disgraceful and we're going to come and sort it out, and where are we? 6 months down the line or whatever, everything is still the same. Nothing changes. The view never changes. Is there anything else to talk about? Because we've done an hour. Again, we've done an hour, I don't know how. But,
and we said the battery will probably run out after an hour.
Hasn't yet, so that's amazing. Hopefully when I go back and listen to this it sounds okay. But how will the increase in overseas quota impact the development of our local talent and England team in the future? Well, all these boys and girls here, they'll be going to play for the Central Queensland Capras in the Queensland Cup.
It's again a short-term fix. So if you're going to increase the number of teams in Super League, then where do you get the players from? Oh, we'll import them. It's like you're not addressing the issues.
Who's your favourite team in the Queensland Cup, Phil? Is it the Toowoomba Blackhawks?
Burley Bears.
Burley Bears. Where are they in the table at the minute? They're fourth.
Obviously,
PNG Hunters.
Obviously, Rowan Smith is back at North Devils, who I think are top of the league.
Western Clydesdales, they're at the bottom, so they're the Salford of this situation. They've got 15 teams in the Queensland. How can they have a competition with 15 teams? How does that work? They can't have a magic round or anything.
And they're all feeder teams.
The what?
What?
The Central Queensland Capras. I think they're my favourite. So this is the problem, Phil, that we're not thinking about the future. We're not thinking about... Right, here's the thing. We've got coming up the first Ashes series since 2003.
Yeah.
First time Australia have been over to play England since whenever, pre-COVID. It's the thing that will sell to the general public, as we've seen at both Headingley, which is, but Everton and Wembley's going to sell loads of tickets. Right, so we got Simon Moran to promote these things because he's quite good at that. He's a professional.
It's almost like
field.
what he does.
It's like IMG are professionals in their field, but we're going to. Why is Simon Moran not involved more? Why is he not he probably doesn't want to be the head of the rugby football league, right? Because he's busy flogging tickets for people to go see Oasis and buy hats.
I think they're doing all right with that.
But why? He's the kind of person who we want as a leader because they're a professional. And they could probably delegate to people.
We want his expertise.
Yes.
I'm not again. I think in terms of executive leadership, not for him.
No.
But in terms of, we've got this division called Rugby League Commercial, who should we get in to enable us to make the most of our product? There's a guy there who's pretty good at that.
Andy, we are not experts. Hold mic under Phil's chin while leaning forward to load graphics on laptop, rendering voice inaudible. We are not experts. It's true. We're not experts.
It's part of our innate charm.
If you want experts, go listen to The Bench. They've got Josh Charlie on this week, I think. They're indoors as well, so it's not on the bench. But they're never on a bench anyway, because they're usually sat in the stand. So Sky are lying to us. This is Brian Carney's fault.
How did they get Josh Charlie before he played a game?
It's all Brian Carney's fault. It's anti-Brian Carney podcast now. And Andrew Castle, if you've read the magazine this month, which is out now. Have you got a copy to wave? It's there anyway. It's out now. It won't get wet now, so... what else is in the... I'm not going to ask you because you've gone away. What else is in the magazine, Phil?
Loads on Billy Boston, clearly. Feature on Ukraine and how on earth they keep rugby league going in the situation that they do. There's 3 pages on what to expect from
tomorrow's
the strategic review, or not to expect.
Ireland. What happened to Ireland and France? Who won? I'm assuming France.
France won 34-4.
Oh, that sounds good.
Very credible game. That was the first time they met in a women's international. Scotland women are coming on board, playing their first international soon. So and Wales under-16s won the Four Nations, and England under-18s won the equivalent.
We need to make sure that somehow those Wales games against Scotland and England are streamed somehow. I don't know how we do that. We need to find somebody from somewhere to stream them. Especially Scotland, because that's their first international. But again, especially England, because people have heard of their players and everything. So we need to see these games to make International Rugby League legitimate.
The under-13s are playing a full contact game now. So they're actually in a league, so it's good to see that.
It's all very complicated.
Aren't they big at 13 these days?
I mean, I was, but unfortunately, broader than tall, is that the phrase?
I never was.
People are not surprised at this. I think we're done. I think, yeah, we're done.
Thank you for persevering with us. We wanted to do something a bit different.
And the sun's out now.
Sun's out, the paper's drying off.
Yeah, so we'll be back next week in situ.
We wanted to do something different.
Yeah. And it's worked. It's proof of work.
We had a strategic review and it said go and do something different.
Proof of concept-ish. So we'll review what happened and we'll see if we're going to do it again. And if we do it again, we'll do it again. And if you want us to come down to your club, especially if you've got a clubhouse
with biscuits
and power sockets and biscuits, one of those more important than the other. The answer, of course, biscuits. Then we'll come and Phil will bring some magazines and stuff. So
and if you've got some kids and you've got a really good rugby league club for juniors near where you live, take them along, let them have some fun. The one thing we can say is there's a lot of cheering, there's a lot of egging each other on. They seem to be really enjoying themselves. There's a whole range of exercise under some qualified coaches. They're out in the sun.
But when they were out in the rain, they weren't bothered because they're kids and they love it.
What could be better? Go and support your local community rugby league club.
That's the message of this programme. Go do that, and we'll see you again. Where's Ronnie the Rhino? I'm bringing. Phil's going to go off. I'm going to take over the screen. I'm going to put the no experts thing up because that's our new thing. Not experts.
That's us.
That took me hours to make. Hours. You don't get that on the bench. I don't know where Ronnie is. This Ronnie? There's Ronnie, not an expert. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, and all the other things.
Thanks for indulging us.